Alright, so welcome back, guys, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my review of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 5, Aurora. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon that way you don't miss any future videos on Fear the Walking Dead moving forward. Now, let's begin. So we start this episode off with the backstory to John and Naomi, aka Laura, in this episode. And we start off this episode just kind of getting John Dory's day-to-day life, kind of what he did prior to leaving his kind of cottage home. And I really did enjoy this. You got him, just kind of watching all movies, playing Scrabble with himself. And it just showed some really good stuff there, because it just showed the loneliness of how living in the apocalypse by yourself can get. And I really like that. And it brought back some things we saw in the premiere, like him talking to himself, saying different words, and how that related to him playing Scrabble. I really like that. Some really good stuff there. I think, I know a lot of you are going to say this episode was slow, and I'll give you that. It definitely had its slow moments and had some things that I feel like it could have just sped up a little bit, but I think overall we got some good stuff with John Dory in the beginning of the episode, and I think it definitely showed a lot of who John is and gave a lot of good backstory to what he used to do. And I really did like that. And then you ended up moving on and him rescuing Laura, the character Laura, aka Naomi. And I really like what happened there, because you got him, he thinks she's a zombie at first, because all the zombies end up washing up on shore to his cottage due to an issue with a fence post. And I really like that. And you got him helping and healing her and having her stay there with him while she recovers. And I really like what they did with why he didn't know her name. And it's that she didn't want to give her name and become too close. And so he just decided to give her the name Laura. I really like that. I feel like I was really worried they're going to do something really bad where it just kind of felt like forced, but I really like that. It felt natural, and it just felt like something someone would do. Just come up with a name for someone that way while they're staying with you, if it's not permanent. It's just a good thing to do. I really like what they did there with him and Laura. And you got her being skittish. She doesn't want to stay there. She just she tries to leave a couple times in the truck, and she's forced to stay there due to the truck not working. And they end up forming this bond over time. And I'm 50-50 on this with what they do with their character and the love story there. Because in one strength, we had to get the backstory, but I feel like a lot of it felt forced. Because we got them slowly forming a relationship over the episode. And I don't know. It gave me a lot of good vibes, like Here's Not Here, and I like how they tied it back in at the end of the episode to Here's Not Here, and I really liked it. And I think if they just added an extra half hour like the Here's Not Here episode, it would have been an amazing, great episode. However, due to the fact that it was forced with the whole love story, it just fell off a few points in my opinion. I think it definitely had potential to be a good love story. It just kind of fell flat on that. But moving on, we got them forming this relationship together, and eventually they become like close friends, and they work together. They go out to the store, get supplies and stuff, and you get him renting these movies from the little, I think it's a bait and tackle kind of mini mart kind of area. And I like what they did there with him kind of continuing to check them out, kind of still living in the old ways of the world. I really like that. That's pretty cool. And then you got the two of them fixing up, moving a car so the zombies can't get through. Really, really enjoyed that stuff. Again, really good stuff. Building up their kind of friendship, but in the end, I feel like that's what they were doing, and it just felt more like a friendship instead of a love story, and the whole love thing kind of came forced towards the end of the episode. So, moving on in the story, we eventually get the background as to why John Dory doesn't like to use his gun or kill people, and it goes back to on his way home one night from his shows, because besides being a cop, he used to do rodeo shows, and on the way home, he ended up stopping at that bait and tackle shop or whatever, and there was a robbery taking place, and he went to apprehend the guy, but he accidentally shot him in the back of the leg, in the artery, and he ended up bleeding out. And due to that, everybody called him a hero, and he was like this big hero in this small town, and he didn't like that because he didn't like to see himself as a hero, and he didn't see what he did as being like something a hero would do. So he kind of ran away and kind of hid in this kind of cabin that he's in now. And I like that backstory. It was a good backstory. I think there was a few things in there that could have been just polished up because he said the guy turned, but I don't think that many was a zombie. I just think that that just some, like, I don't know, I just feel like that was a little bit of a hole in his story, and I feel like with a little bit polishing up with the writing, it could have been a little bit better. But I think with what we got, it was a good backstory to John Dory. And then you move on and you got the two of them kind of forging their bond and love kind of relationship, and you got him teaching her to fish, and you move on. And I like how at the end of it all, you also move on to the two of them eventually moving on into the relationship towards the end of the episode. But again, I'm going to say that felt a little bit forced, and it just felt like it came out of nowhere. And I just, like I said, wish they had made this an hour and a half episode, because it would have just been a little bit more smoother, in my opinion, and the whole flow of the episode would have not felt as rushed, in my opinion. So we come to the end of this episode, and it ends with the two of them kind of finally confessing their love during one of John's movie nights, and they end up sleeping together. And in the morning, John finds out that Laura has left leaving him a note using the kind of Scrabble chips and taking the boots that he had offered her later. I really like how they kind of brought the boots full circle. I really like to have him offering her them earlier in the episode, her turning them down, but then her taking them now. I really like how they came full circle. My one con is I feel like, again, this kind of came abruptly. Her leaving felt forced. I think I would have liked it better if they played it off where during the earlier attack with the zombies, the two of them got separated, and that's how they got, how he lost Laura. I think that would have been a little bit better storytelling, in my opinion. It would have just felt a little bit more realistic and better, in my opinion. But I did like what they did. Again, strong ending, and then it is revealed that this is a story John is telling Morgan, similar to Morgan telling the Wolf Owen back in Here's Not Here. So I did like how they had those parallels between these two shows and episodes. I think it very well kind of showed how Morgan's story is being kind of told in this kind of series. I really like what they're doing with him, and I'm interested to see where they go. And then at the end of it, you get the two of them talking, and Morgan says, you really loved her, and, you could finally do something about it and get her, go and avenge her by killing the vultures. And the two of them set off to go take on the vultures. Presumably, that's what I think is going to happen. But I really like how they had it all. And again, I wish they had done it a little differently. Maybe made it another half hour to make the relationship feel a little bit more flowy. Because again, I feel like they forced it when they two of them just finally confessed their love. But all in all, I think it was a good, solid, good episode. I think it's probably going to be a little bit lower than probably some of the other episodes, just due to some pacing issues with some slow moments. But all in all, I think this is a good, strong episode. Made me like John Dory, and even though I wasn't a big fan of her up until this point, I really am interested in Naomi's character, and I really want to see what they do with her moving forward. So I think this is a good episode, not only for John Dory, but for Naomi, because I feel like, for me at least, it made me care a little bit more about her character and be more interested about what's going on with her character moving forward in Season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. So yeah, guys, that's my review of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 5, Laura. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon, that way you don't miss any future videos or reviews on Fear the Walking Dead moving forward. This has been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I will see you next time.